Well, hey everybody, John Grimsmo here, bringing you another shop vlog. It's been a little bit since I've filmed anything because I've been taking a break from filming, and it's actually been fantastic. So it's time to get back into it. Today I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Leif.
I am Leif. I'm 7 years old, and I love Minecraft. Bye.
That's my boy. So I'll give you guys a bunch of little updates about what's going on. We've been up to a whole lot of stuff. So for those of you who might have been following, a few months ago, I got this lock picking set so that we could pick our kitchen, bathroom, break room, bathroom door because we accidentally locked ourselves out. 2 or 3 months later, we haven't been able to pick it yet, and it's not worth our time. So Leif wanted to drill it out, so we did.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Moment of truth. Okay, now the real question is the key on the counter where I thought it was? Yes. Yes, it is. It's right there. Never put the key in the locked room, especially when you can lock it and walk out. Ooh, there's a knife in here, too. Good job, Leif. Thank you for doing that. Hey guys, John Grimsmo here, bringing you a quick update on our silvent airgun explosion situation. So a couple episodes ago, this guy fell apart, and since then I've been in excellent communication with Silvent. They've been awesome. We had a video chat with their team in the US and their head engineer in Sweden. Screenshot of that here, and we had a great conversation for like 20 minutes about what happened and why it happened and how they're going to improve it. And the cool thing with their company in Sweden is that their iterative process is fast. I was even telling the guy, I'm like, so when do I get a new version of the gun with the new changes? And I said, it'll probably be a while. I understand, like, changes and, stuff. And he goes, well, we're pretty quick. You might be surprised. So anyway, I'm very happy with the interaction that I've had from them. So they have sent a replacement. I've got to send the broken one back to them because they want to inspect it. So they sent a replacement. And this is the A7iii with an MPT fitting, 007. A little bit different gun style design. Similar nozzle type. It's focusing on me. Anyway. There we go. So this is my old one that we've liked pretty good. This one might not be a 3D printed nozzle actually, it looks cast. Yeah, this one's got the rough finish of the 3D print. Anyway, I'm loving the new grip, this one with the red, 007. It feels good, and it's got a little click from here onward. And I was reading in the instructions, or in the manual online, it said it's got variable from here to here, and then full blast. At that last little, I can feel it click. So I think it's 0 to 50% here, and then bleh, full blast. That's cool. It rattles, because I'm pretty sure there's a ball valve inside on purpose, so that's fine. And then this top cap is for if you want a top connection for the air to come in so it can hang. We won't be doing that, but it's cool that it has that option. So they sent that replacement to replace the broken one, but I also, at the same time, was like, you know what? I like your product. I really do like your product, so I'm gonna buy more. So I bought another one of these. This is that one. We love this big blade nozzle. It's powerful. It's really good for drying off our parts. That's what we use. So I think this is going to go over in the tumbler area because all those parts out of the tumbler get washed and cleaned and dried off coming out of there. So I like that one. We also got this one, which is the A7iii. I don't know what the difference is. This is just a very short gun nozzle, not a long one. So I'm not sure exactly where this is going to go, what machine, what area, but I know we're going to need it. And this one also has that. It's the same handle design. And then I was showing the guys here on the Silvent website all the different guns that they have. And they have what looks like 100 different guns, but you start to break it down and you start to eliminate like, oh, that's not for me, not for me, not for me, not for me. There's really only 5 or 6 choices that are for you. And I was showing this one to Steven. This has a rubber tip and little soft bits at the end with, check this out. So there's like 8 little holes around the outside where the air comes out there. And this is good for when you have parts like out of the lapping machine that are super shiny and we don't want to scratch up. As Steven said, he has worried about that before, of scratching the nice parts with the air gun. So having the rubber tip, he was excited for this one, even though it looks kind of funny. But this will be for lapping department. So we got 1 replacement gun. I bought 3 new guns, and I'm very happy to do that. And they ranged from, I think the cheapest was like 78 US, up to this is like 112 or something. Very happy, very happy. So yeah, that's my Silvent update. They've been awesome. I can't wait to get their new I don't even know if I want it. The new version of the Pro one. This one's about 1.5 years old. They said they've already put in new, iterative changes between then and now, and they're going to put in a couple more changes because of my disaster. They said this has never really happened before, so they're super curious to get this one back. But anyway, I got to hook these up to air and see how they feel, because I like them so far. Anyway, there's my Silvent update for you guys. The air conditioner has arrived, and it's getting installed today and over the next few days. Leif's going to show it to us. All right, Leif, what is this? What is that thing?
That is a huge air conditioner.
Yes, it is. 12.5 ton unit. I'm hoping it'll be big enough. It's big. We're just taking the protective covering off right now. The electrician's here getting it wired up. We had our concrete pad poured a couple weeks ago. Everything turned out great, and we're putting an air conditioner in the front unit as well, which is hanging from the ceiling.
So hot. That is what's up. That's all that's up right now.
Good thing we got the AC literally being installed right now.
Yeah. It'll never be installed quick enough though, Fraser.
I'm hijacking John's vlog. Hello. I'm hijacking John's vlog. This is for me, not for John. This is for me. What is he doing right now? I don't know. Let's find out. This is what John feels like every day. Interesting. Right on. Is this thing on? Doesn't look on. Looks clean though. Whoever cleaned that did a dang good job. But yeah, AC's getting installed. Don't worry. We got lots of things coming for you guys. I keep looking here. I gotta look here. See, I'm not a vlogger. John's the vlogger. I'm not the vlogger. I just run, you know, the Instagram. He runs the YouTube. But yeah, I'm sure he'll be back. Alright, John, I'm super hijacking your vlog now. I know some of you guys saw this on Instagram already, but I kind of just wanted to show you our new setup for how we're taking our product photography. So you can see we got a big softbox up there. We have a permanent overhead camera rig now, which is going to be sweet. So we have like the nice arm on a crank that we can crank up and down. And then we have the camera here pointing straight down. We have the monitor straight ahead, so you can see like it's a live view. And these are the things that need to be uploaded today. These are all clean. So what do we got, 8 of them? So they're all clean, and now they're ready to get photos taken. So I'll show you guys that process real quick. Okay guys, I'm hijacking the vlog now, and I'm going to take you through what we do to take pictures in our new setup. So let's check it out. So essentially what happens is, at this point the knife is already clean. That's why I have these nice gloves on to stop my grimy mitts on getting fingerprints, because the knife needs to be spotless when it gets shipped to you guys. So essentially, under the nice light, I'm just checking to make sure that I did a good job cleaning it. This one looks pretty good. It's silver, so it's pretty easy to clean. The toughest ones to clean are probably like smooth purple and like smooth blue. Those ones are pretty tough. But essentially what we do is, if you see in the monitor straight ahead, right there, I can see all the live changes that I'm making. So it's kind of following along. So what I'm doing is, there's a little crosshair on the monitor. I'm lining up the pivot the little helmet right next to it, or essentially right on the crosshair. And then we use our new top-down rig to take the picture. So it waits 2 seconds to let the camera settle, and then we flip the knife around and we repeat. So I make a minor adjustment to make it sit in the frame a little bit better. Take the picture again, and then from there we grab the foam, take the third picture. But at least this way we have a repeatable setup in order to do this, and they're professional. We're not taking them with the phone anymore. It's a little bit easier to read the card and stuff like that, so we like it. It will evolve. We'll do some more top-down rig stuff in the future in regards to, you know, other things and such. But yeah, that's basically it. So I'm gonna let John have his vlog back.
Alright, so it's the end of the day, everybody's gone home, I got the shop to myself, which is kind of wonderful. My whole schedule has been kind of shifted the past few months to be like, I roll in, you know, 10, 10:30, 11 sometimes, but I stay until 8-ish or whatever. And it's nice, because I get my time in the morning with the family, and then I get the time to myself at night at the shop. It mostly works, and yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. So I got the Swiss going right now. This guy's been too busy doing some other stuff right now, so I had to tackle a problem. We've actually had a few problems with the Swiss. Not with the Swiss itself, just with the application of making our parts. So right now I'm making the screws. Dive you guys in a little bit on what I've been up to the past few days. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're making these little 440 screws. This one is actually a bad one. So when we mill the Torx pattern, we use a tiny little 20 thousandths diameter end mill that is breakable, super breakable, and it only lasts for so many screws. We get like 300 to 900 kind of range. I don't have an exact recipe yet as far as how long the end mill lasts. And we've been getting them from Lakeshore Carbide. They're great, but I noticed that Harvey Tool has the same thing, except instead of square flutes, it's got a little tiny 5 thou radius at the end, which theoretically should make the tool last a lot longer. Because I think one of the reasons it's breaking is because the little tips will chip off on a square end mill. And then once they're dull or broken or whatever, then the whole end mill just breaks. Let me grab one. Can you see this? Here, I'll go against my shirt. There we go. It's tiny. 20 thousandths of an inch, like maybe 5 human hairs next to each other, depending on whose hair we're measuring. But yeah, this guy's got the little radius. It should last longer, except, let me show you a picture right now. Apparently I've forgotten how to vlog and speak clearly. Okay, so under the microscope here, I've got some testers. Got them lined up so that I can see what's wrong. Switching from the square end mill to the corner radius tool has developed a problem on the face, on the bottom of that Torx pattern, the star pattern. And it's driving me crazy, and I can't figure out why. Literally nothing has changed except for that one end mill. And yeah, let me get this set up and I'll show you. All right, so here is a good Torx screw. So you can see on the floor, you see the end mill swirl, but it looks fine, looks great. And then I switch to the corner radius tool and I start getting this guy. What on earth is happening here? Literally the exact same code. The only change I'm doing is a corner radius on the parts. So the microscopic shot worked well. I could just talk to my phone. Hopefully you can hear me well. But yeah, what's I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. I forgot how to vlog, I'm telling you guys. Take 2 weeks off and you just don't know what you're doing anymore. Brain stopped working to talk on camera. Next step is, there's a chunk of code, I don't know how many lines, but between one Z move and the next Z move that problem is happening, almost definitely on the way down and on the way back up. I'll slow down those sections of code, isolate it a little bit more, make a couple more parts, and then I should at least be able to see the exact line that this is happening. Guaranteed, the machine's not moving, like the code's not telling it to move further than it should be. It's just, this is a new problem, it's annoying. But I'll figure it out, I'm super close. So to give you an idea of some of the code, I added this variable up here, 175 equals 20. That's my feed rate. So I went through, and every time the code asks for F6, like in this op, for example, it's F6, it's moving 6 inches in 1 minute of time. So from here to here, it will take a minute to move that far. That's your feed rate. So this operation has a 6-minute feed rate, but when the parts are this big, we're talking like 2 seconds. So it calls F6 again, maybe some others. So that's one block of code that does one thing. And then I come into my high-speed spindle Torx pattern, and I start going through all the pre-calls, get everything dialed and set up, turn the spindle on, 36,000 RPM, blah, 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 blah. And then my first feed rate is here. It drops to the next line, but F variable 175. And then I go through and I put that in a couple different places so that I could slow it down just with that one feed rate instead of slowing the whole program down by going like that. So I was able to isolate that block by doing a search, typing go to search that line. I typed that in just now, and that skips the rest of it and then goes to the end of the Torx pattern. That's why some of them are halfway done, because I was able to isolate that. So the problemo is probably, oh, actually I haven't run this one yet. It's probably in this block of code right here with all these Z's where it's gently coming back out, or it's in the one above where it's gently going in. So I'll isolate the two and then I'll figure it out. Like right now, I'm gonna skip, by running this, I'm gonna skip the exit ramp or lead out so that it skips that and just pulls straight out. We'll see if it has the mark. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can see it just by my eye right now. But we'll look under the microscope. And I figured why not use the tool itself as a pointing device. If I can focus on it. There we go. Yeah, you can see the corner radiuses. It's not super clean, but 20 thou diameter tool with a 5 thou radius. So it looks kind of blunt for sure. But anyway, so I gotta figure out what on earth is happening there. Notice how I've only got one dot on these ones, whereas normally I have the 6. Changing it to just do one dot at least let me localize where the problemo is. And then I figured, okay, let's piece out the code so that I can isolate what's going on. So the adaptive clearing code that mills out the hex has a couple Z retracts. So when the Z came up and moved over to the next spot, I figured I'd cut it there, which I did. And this was this is the first section of code, and then the Z moves up. So I stopped it and I pulled this one out, and then I did it again. This is the next section of code. Okay. Maybe these are out of order. But anyway, this, oh no, right at the bottom there, you can see the section is still there. Just like here at the bottom, 7 o'clock position, section's still there. Okay, good. And then here, the very next chunk of code has these two problems there. So now I can look back at the code and I can dissect it, and I can be like, almost go line by line and make another part, and then line by line make another part, and figure out exactly where. It's either the tool coming in or the tool leaving. Possibly too fast. Maybe I just need to slow it down or something. Maybe the corner radius is acting differently than a square cut end mill. I don't know. Maybe the tool's kind of not super sharp on the face. I don't know. But this is the iterative process I have to go through in order to figure this out, and it's annoying. But I want it perfect. This is getting sort of ridiculous here. It's a lot of test screws. I can't figure this out. They're all bad. I don't get it. It's stupid. So, in the sake of making progress and moving forward to something else, I'm going to change the end mill back to the old style. Theoretically, that should put it all back to normal. It's driving me crazy that I can't figure out why this is happening. And it's different. If I stop the code at different sections, the squiggle looks different. Sometimes it's a dot, sometimes it's a half circle, sometimes it's an arc, and I'm like, I just had a thought, maybe it's the look ahead on the machine, because these machines are designed because it reads the code so fast. So it's designed to actually look ahead at the code, you know, 50 to 200 to 1,000 lines depending on the machine, and pre-process that information. So maybe it's pre-processing the retract and overshooting for some stupid reason, hitting the backlash compensation in a way that causes it to something. I feel like there's maybe a code that turns off look ahead. I don't know what that is right now. So I will either, maybe I'll quickly look up what that code is, it might be easy, or I'll go back to the old end mill and make parts. Couldn't find it. So I was wrong. I did find it, I just didn't know what I was looking for. According to this, G61 is exact stop mode between segments. G09 is exact stop between segments active only on the line. So I think G09 will go line, stop, line, stop, line, stop. And then G64 is related contouring mode, which will, I think that will round corners as necessary. But G09, maybe I'll try it just for that little block of code. I gotta move on though. I'm sick of doing this over and over and over and over again. I just want it done. And I want that new end mill to work, and that's my stubbornness causing this to drag on and on and on. But I want it to work, because I truly believe that that end mill will last a lot longer, and it's driving me crazy why it's not working. So I gotta know, or give up. All right, moment of truth with the G61 exact stop mode on, I believe. I can't tell. I think I can see it. Bad. It's different. Yeah, so that's different. It's now it's a straight line deeper. What the heck? I mean, it's a result. A result is good, but it like tapers down to the middle and gets deeper. There is nowhere in the code that goes deeper than negative 45 thou. I've checked it many times. That is the depth of the floor. Nothing goes deeper than that. There's not a single line of code that even goes 451. I don't know where this is coming from. I could tell that it worked, that exact stop worked, because the machine went slower and I could watch the feed rate go down to 0 for half a second or a quarter of a second or whatever, and then it would do the next move, and then it would do the next move. So it worked. It just left a different result. It's official. I'm dropping it. I'm putting the old end mill back in. If that gives me poor results, I'm stopping for the night on this project. All right. We're doing our test with the old tool, the old style tool, but a brand new version of it. All right, give that a minute or two, and then we'll be good. So while that's running, like I said earlier, air conditioning got delivered today in the front building. I don't know if I'll have time to show you guys today, but they've hooked up the 5-ton unit for the front, and then the electrician was here today, and he wired up the wire for the big 12.5 ton in the back. And today is Thursday. On Monday, they're coming in to put the ductwork in. We were going to punch holes through the back wall, but the landlord wasn't so happy about that, and until we buy the building, we have to listen to the landlord and do what he says. That's fine. So we're going to go in through that window, through this back section. So we're still going to have glass here, but the AC is going to come in through that section, and it's going to duct out a little bit in a couple different directions. Should be good. So by mid next week, so less than a week, we'll have AC, and we'll need it, because I'm sweating. Line it up next to this one, and let's move over, and almost perfect. This is okay. This problem is fine. This is simply a mismatch between two tools, although there is still that little squiggle in the middle. Let's see if I can point here. So this large circle in the middle is the roughing tool that comes in. It's a 1/16 end mill, so it comes in and it roughs out most of the bore. This little arc, I don't know what's up with that, but that might clear away once I get rid of the squiggle. So I gotta lower the Torx tool, which is the outside corners. I just gotta make that a little bit lower. So let's make another part. All right, next one. That's the old one, and it's back. Even with this tool, that hole is still there. Right there. I don't know. This was not there before. It wasn't there like 2 days ago. All right, guys, I think I have finally got it. I had to cheat. So what I did is it clears the pocket with an adaptive clearing tool path, so it zips away the corners. I did that 1.5 thou higher, and then my finish passes come down all the way to 45 thou, clean up the floor, but that left a little island in the middle, so I had to draw these like X's in order to clear that island away. But that way the adaptive can gouge all it wants. I will clean it up later. I don't know why it happened, but at this point I don't care because I got it fixed. Check this out. Moving to the camera. All right, here's the old one. Actually, I guess that's where we left last time. And then I had this one with the island that I was talking about. And then this is my latest one. Oh, baby. Yep, beautiful, perfect. Now the only thing is the chamfer around the outside. The chamfer tool is actually wearing out. So I need to replace that right now, touch it off, and then I'm golden. And then I can make parts. Speaking of making parts, the Kern is over there making parts. Thought you ought to know. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit near the end of this video, but it's already late, past 9 o'clock. So one of the fun things I just did on the Kern was I had to make a modification to my RASC handle fixture because the screw hole head depth was wrong and the screws weren't sticking out long enough to really grip onto the parts properly. So I put in the vise and I machined them deeper and I probed it in, made it all nice, even aligned it for rotation and stuff. And then it started to sound a little funky. And it turns out I mounted it poorly in the vise, like a doofus. I wanted to mount it on this edge, not on this edge. And one side was right and one side was wrong. So basically it was like this instead of like this in the fixture. So instead of gripping it, but yeah, I was going to grip, the grippy jaws were going to be directly on the sides, but instead I accidentally gripped right on this ledge, the side here and this ledge here, and it was just enough that I couldn't see it by looking at it, but it was enough, and I broke this thing. I screwed it up. I have to make a new one tomorrow. It doesn't make me incredibly happy, but luckily the code for this is pretty stable, so I'll just make another one. Not the end of the world. I have 6 more blanks over there, or 3 more maybe. So I'll do that tomorrow. Man, Swiss is running great though. It's already made like 10 or 20 screws and they are perfect. All right, that's it for me tonight. I've got the Swiss loaded up with 3 full bars, so that should still be running by the time I come in the morning. Epic. That 20 thou end mill might or might not still be there because I have the square version, which I know might or might not last that long, but at least then I'll get a full run, as many as I can out of that bar, or out of that tool. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock at night, so I am toast. I need to go home. Anyway, guys, hope you're all well. I'll get back to at least a couple videos a week, I think. Yeah, and then this weekend get myself a quarantine haircut. Anyway, guys, take care. Bye.